You already know how we do it around this time. Is that get your mind right, feel good, and make everything come to terms, make it work. You see, life is about making a way out of no way. Too many people are going about waiting for that perfect opportunity. So life just passed them by. But the trick to life is you go make that way, open doors, and instilling a belief that no matter what happened yesterday, I got to make it today. But I come to ask you, what's holding you back from you going about achieving or going about fulfilling or just rather just going about being at peace with yourself? Is it trauma? Is it you? Is it fear? Now, all these things are easily fixed. And here's how. One thing one must do in life is to go about holding on to the ideology and belief that everything gonna be okay. Despite what you've been through, despite what you're going through, despite how life may not seem fair to you, believe and know that everything's gonna be okay. The reason I go about saying that is in this accord. Nothing lasts forever. Everything has an end. But one must go about enduring in order to go about getting to that end. And through much sacrifices, there's many rewards. But too many of us want the reward, but we don't want to make the sacrifice. Greatness within itself is a sacrifice. You will have to give up some things. And in giving up some things, you will have to go about looking from a perspective in that. What's holding me back? Why I haven't gone about achieving what I'm set out to go about doing? So, when we go about asking ourselves these questions, it will force us to see that what's going on, it's merely an interpretation that we have moved certain things out of the way to have us go about proceeding forward. Nothing stays the same if nothing changes. Change cannot go about happening if that change doesn't go about taking place. So, in order for us to go about changing, evolving, getting to a better state of mind, there's certain changes that we have to go about making in our lives. And then we will go about getting to that place. But too many of us have gone about holding on to the traumas of yesterday. Every human being that has ever walked this earth have gone about experiencing some sort of trauma. But it's only those that go about making peace with their trauma are the one that go about excelling and getting past what they're going through. You see, if we keep looking back at yesterday, how are we going to have a good sense of direction going forward? If we've become so heartbroken about that girl that left us, then how are we supposed to go about engaging in the one that we're supposed to meet? Everything you see comes to play in time, but we have to go about stationing ourselves so that with the proper alignment, we go about receiving our blessing. But some of us, we speculate and second guess the process and wonder, why is it that I feel this way even though I haven't gone about doing anything about it? But the reason you feel the way you feel is because you haven't gone about making the changes in your life. You're still holding on to yesterday. You're still holding on to the hurt. And in holding on to the hurt, you don't have time to go about enjoying today because pain has become a part of your norm. But because pain has become a part of your norm, it's familiar. And we're creatures of habits in that we stick to what we know. We do not venture past the unknown. But the unknown unlocks a gift that you are not capable of seeing. But for you to get to that unknown, you must stop doing what you're doing. You see? And because you won't stop what you're doing, you can't move on to that higher elevation in consciousness. Though the product of consciousness is just finding a better way of looking at life and doing things. Some people go about meditating. Some people go about praying. Some people find tranquility in different scenes. But this is not about some people. This is about you. I need for you to go about doing what it takes for you to go about letting go of what's holding you back. Because the minute you go about letting go, then you will go about receiving the benefits and starting to go about enjoying life so that your life may become fulfilled. And in living a fulfilled life, you will then be ready to go about embracing each and every day because you will unlock the keys and you will come to realize that because of my perception, that is what has been holding me back. So just know that choices dictate the pace in which things go. One thing about this life is lessons will be learned. And like I tell everybody, the only choice that you have is that if you're going to learn the lesson the easy way or you're going to learn the lesson the hard way. But that lesson will be learned. Make it easy on yourself in going forth. Make it so that you get to go about realizing and seeing there's nothing good that comes out of holding on to resentment or trauma. All these things are just to go about holding you back. But see this. If one could go about walking in a desert sand, and as he's walking, his footprints are being erased. He wanders aimlessly. He's in the middle of the desert with no sense of direction. He would become frustrated and agitated because all he's doing is going about wandering. He will never reach his destination because he's worried about the footprints erasing from the steps that he have taken. You can't move forward if you're looking backward. So, when you come to realize that your forward steps propel you to something closer and letting go of yesterday, then you will embark on a journey that will go about setting you free. Too many times, we find ourselves in a position where the hurt of yesterday has gone about holding us hostage, and we're getting nothing in return. Make that choice in your life that you release yourself from this bondage, that you go about going forth and examining a better way of doing things. For only then will you go about living a fulfilled life. That is why I need for you to go about exploring the benefits of letting go. These benefits come with embracing each moment, not worrying about what happened yesterday, not worrying about how you're going to be perceived or looked at, but only that you go forth. So when that time comes, you are ready to get on board. And life, it's repetitive if you don't learn the lesson. So I ask that you go about seeing the things that's going about holding you back. No matter how hurtful it is, I need for you to go about releasing that and letting go. My blessing.